on for that aggression. It paid off so well. Took out the red buff, having the first blood as well. He is going to slow the pace down for not so much. And I have to say, a great start for Flash Rules in this game.
So once again, it's like what I was saying, yoeFW v.s, they are identifying that the team composition of Manila Eagles, it will take quite a while for them to get online because Nocturne, he needs his paranoia for him to be able to be effective, and yoeFW on Warwick, he needs some levels in time before he can get that regeneration going on. So they identify this and say that let's just put some pressure onto them from the start, going for level 1 evade, and
yep, TG is gonna back off from that one, and looks like the Flash Wolves, they are not contented. This is pretty brutal on their own end as Mountain now wants to take away the blue buff as well. It looks like he will get it. Not is denied both his buffs from the start. This is going to be disastrous for him as now, you know, Mountain comes out big in this early level engages over here. And not now trying to get his boost, but Mountain is just right on his tail. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do to try to come back for this one. He has to use the red fall as well, just to, you know, make sure that he doesn't take too much damage over here. And I have to say, this level 1 strategy coming in from Flash Wolf, paying great dividends. You know, we saw the likes of Mountain already finishing up that Spirit Stone 4 minutes and having that boots as well. He's going to be extremely mobile, and he still has all the space in the world because he still has his own jungle buffs, and he's going to be way ahead in levels as compared to Nut.
So the Flash Rules continuously applying pressure onto the opponent jungle down here, with Lee Sin taking the raid, both his opponents red and blue. We like to allude to Taipei snipers and the way they have their buffet strategy, but this isn't a buffet. This is them even before the buffet lines open, crashing open the doors and grabbing the food.
Alright, and Refrain over here making some big damage onto Shock over here. He will have to back up from that one. And this is the lane bullying that we were talking about earlier. And you know, you're comparing it to the buffet strategy. I don't even think this is a buffet, or it's just straight up bank robbery.
It's a robbery. It's a robbery.
I just walk in and then, you know, I just take everything away from you, even though you don't like it. But this is how it works out for them now. And looks like Flash Wolves over here, they will have some great advantages at the start over here. And you know, even if you look at the bottom lane, NL having a 11 CS, 12 CS goal lead, CS lead over Head at this point of time. It looks like across the board, Flash Wolves are having this first 5 minutes of the game in very great control.
Well, Killen is a very strong lane bully, and we can see it translating into 15 CS lead on the side of Flash Wolves and L in this case. Well, usually Engage comes in.
TG will move in with the Zenith Blade here, but Swada is just right around the corner to save his life using the Dark Passage over here. And there we go! That sentence will land onto Hate there. Will use the exhaust as well. He flashes, but it's not going to be enough. The Bloodthirsty support Swada will get the kill, and putting on some more damage onto TG over there, he will choose to back off. And once again, great anticipation with the death sentence that will pick up the kill for Flash Wolves. So once again, extending the lead on their end.
My goodness, and Mountain is still in his opponent's side of the jungle, taking out the golems, taking out the race. He isn't just gonna stop, he's gonna rob your bank, after he's gonna rob the post office, and after while the police are being busy dealing with all these kind of things, he's gonna rob the police station
He's
itself.
gonna rob the police as well. So robbery all the way, and his jungle, I mean, MLE's jungle is Mountain's jungle now. He just claimed he is the Mountain now in MLE's jungle, and he is going to be the mountain to climb for MLE at this point of time to try to come back into this one, as Flash Wolves now securing 2 kills early on, has that early 1.4k lead over there, and I wonder how that would translate into the mid game, especially for MLE at this point of time, because they really need Nocturne to hit level 6 before he will start to make a big impact, but right now he's just way you know, crippled in terms of level. Mountain is now level 5, he will get that Dragon's Rage very quickly. I suppose he should be able to get it soon after he gets the wide and you know, get some more experience in, and then that's where he will start to shine, kicking people back into the fray and then getting kills from there.
So Lee Sin is actually a very snowballing champion. If he gets the kills early, if he gets the level lead early, he actually does really well, and we see Mountain doing exactly just that. He's actually now level 5 as compared to his jungling opponent who actually just hit level 4.
That's right, and I'm looking at the item thresholds for the laners as well. It does look like Refrain is going to stay in the mid lane, and he has that slight CS lead over Chalk at this point of time, but Chalk has now went back to get that second Doran's Ring, and as well as that non-magic mental as well, so he should be able to deal with the poke from Refrain. as of now. And now Sword Art making some aggressive movements over here. He will get the death sentence in, and now Kid will be zoned out once again. But now NL taking a whole lot of damage, but Sword Art still tanking in the front lines for his AD carry over there. And I have to say, it's not too bad of a trade for Hate over there, but NL way ahead in CS over there, and now TG goes right back into this one. He lets the Zenith Blade with the Ignite as well, and it's gonna be TG chasing onto NL off that one, and NL survives with the red pot as well, and does look like Hate is not right around the corner to try to follow up on that one, but overall still a great trade on the side of MLE, and I have to say this bottom lane is very tense. And once again Zenith Blade, but a great play from Sword Art over there will stop that aggression, and there we go now with the teleport coming in. Yux will pick up the kill with the suppress, and this is what we're talking about. The Infinite Duress coming in from Yux is all so deadly. You'll never anticipate where the Wolves is going to come in from.
So now as Warwick hits 6, he comes down, teleports the bottom lane, and uses the Infinite Duress to pick up a kill for himself, and now Manila Eagles is pressuring Dragon.
Looks like Yux at that point of time, he was the flash rule.
Definitely indeed, he used teleport, came in, flashed, and did the wolf job.
That's right, so they will take down the Dragon, but meanwhile, up in the top lane, Flash Wolves, they decide to focus on the turret instead, and likely so they will take up the top lane turret. So they are keeping the objectives and keeping those early goal in check here, so they are still in the lead, but with the fact that Mountain has been able to take out Use also effectively, I think that they just need to maintain this control, and they should be able to transit into the mid game slightly better than MLE. But no, not. We start to see him slowly clawing back to the game here. He has to choose to itemize into the Doran's Blade over here because he just needs this early damage. And it does look like Sword Art will be able to spot him over there, but he will be quite safe under the safety of his turret.
It's a bit of an interesting choice. They're going for Doran's Blade instead of the regular Hunter's Machete on Nocturne.
Well, he does have the Spirit Stone, so...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So go in conjunction with the Hunter's Machete, he picks up the Doran's Blade, so he identifies that the early invade from Mountain has set him behind, and Mountain steals the red buff once again. So once again, he is robbing the police station.
Right, we will take a replay to see what happened, and that beautiful flay coming in from Sword Art again. So let's see what happens. TG jumping in, wanting to go in for that one, but the flay from Sword Art stopping the movement, but unfortunately for him, he got caught out with the flash rule. Yuke is over there, and that was a clean kill for Yuke, and resulted in Dragon, and then we're back into the game.
It is actually kind of interesting how Sword Art is playing the guy with the chain and the hook, and his opponent TG is the one with the Zenith Blade, the sword.
Okay. Well, it looks like he's not the... Maybe he understands the Sword Art in that one, and now TG, speaking of Sword Art, he's gonna go down there. Mountain picks up the kill, and then one more early kill being secured on his own end there. And Mountain now, he might jump back into the fray, but I don't think so. He just wants to secure the blue buff once again. And if I am not at this point of time, I will feel extremely frustrated because I've just been denied my buffs time and time again. We'll not go down to the ace in the hole. Nice guy hit over there. We'll use the spell shield to block that ace in the hole coming in from NL over there. But once again, the jungle control coming in from Flash Rules, very effective, taking the buffs away from Nut once again. And I'm not too sure whether he'll see any of his buffs this game.
I don't think that Nut will be seeing his buffs this game at all. We've seen it once, it's twice. This is the first time the buffs have respawned already. And mid turret goes down.
Right, the mid turret will go down. Sword Art will be the one to take out this one. So it's a relentless pursuit coming in from Flash Wolves in that one. And they are playing more aggressively than what I would thought that they would do. They are pretty much just using this composition to abuse their early game strengths now against MLE at this point of time. And the other problem is that MLE does not have the answer to those, so they are forced to be playing in a back end to this one.
So Flash was learning from the previous games. In the previous games against the Taipei Assassins, they did have a similar early game lead, but they didn't play as aggressively as they had to, and let the scaling composition of Taipei Assassins come into play, and thus they ended up losing the game. So yoeFW was learning quickly and coming in and saying that, okay, we need to be aggressive with these champions, and coming in and bringing the aggression into the opponent's red buff, into the opponent's blue buff, and whenever there's an objective, yoeFW is there to contest.
right? And the snowball just gets bigger and bigger in this one because we start to see for the fact that Mountain is now able to hand over their own buffs to the respective laners. That's why we see Refrain now. He has that blue buff on his own, and we might see Mountain getting caught out of this, not being caught out of this one. He will use the spell shield to negate some damage, but that is it going in for him. Refrain is the one who picks up the kill, and does look like Mountain. And once again, with this rotation coming in from Sword Art and Mountain as well, they are able to secure the kill in that.
With the way Mountain is shutting down Nut, his Nocturne might as well just fade into the shadows.
Fade into the shadows indeed, and does look like Mountain still wants to go in for more aggressive movements. He takes a boomerang in the face, but he is not scared at all. Level 8 as compared to Nut level 6 at this point in time. And like I was saying, you know, just the snowball just keeps getting bigger and bigger because he's able to hand the boss over to his laners, and NL, he has the red buff over here, so he's able to abuse this bottom lane as well. As we see Hit now 30 CS behind.
30 CS, that is a lot at 13 minutes. And that's how much yoeFW has gotten ahead with all these little aggressions and decisions that they have been making. As Mountain, once again, he is completely camping Nut. Usually you see a jungler camping, but no, he's just completely camping out his opponent's jungler as he comes in spell shield. And Mountain decides to back off.
Right, so at least Nut managed to pull that veil over his head just in time to negate that Sonic Wave over there. And over here, still continuously poking down at the likes of Hit at this point in time. He must hit him a lot.
Definitely indeed. So Hit and TG, they must be really feeling not so much of a Valentine's Day love, but more of a reverse.
Actually TG wants to go into the solar flare. He catches Sword Art with the Zenith Blade. Sword Art might actually go down here. He gets feared up and does look like Hit will be the one that picks up the kill over here. And Nut has to back up from that one, but here comes Mountain from the side. Does look like he will be able to make some impact over here. And Mountain will get the kill onto Nut over here. And there we go. The wall growth will save Mountain in that one. Mountain chooses to flash off, and we see the max range Sonic Wave hit onto him, but Mountain will not follow up with that one. But overall, it was still a 1-for-2 exchange and a great pickup for Flashers over here.
So Manila Eagles trying to use the composition to make something happen for them, but yoeFW was reacting really well. They knew, they read into it, they knew where Nocturne was, thanks to the wards into their opponent's jungle from the earlier invades. And because Refrain could see it coming from a mile away, Refrain started to rotate bottom. The moment Nocturne came in, by the time the fight broke up, Refrain was already there to assist his teammates.
Oh gosh, I'm just looking at the pings on the map at this point of time, man. Stick, this time he wants to get a piece of the action himself as he's trying to take out the red buff. But this time around, it's going to be Yukes that picks up the red buff. So finally, MLE secure their first buff of the game.
But Nut still doesn't have it. Nut still has 0 buffs at this point of time. His buff counter, 0.
Oh my gosh, and he's at level 6 at this point of time. He is sitting at a lower level as compared to Sword as well. It's a detrimental situation for him. As Flash will now start work on Dragon over there. Should be an easy pickup for them. There's not much contest coming in from MLE, so they will take the objective once again for themselves. And they are sitting at a 4.5k advantage, just 15 minutes. It is a great goal difference at this point of time. MLE, they need to respond to this quickly, and now Yukes with that red bus chucking down onto Stake over there. He wants to make a stake out of that Dragon over there, but he still has that Spirit Research that will regen himself back up.
Speaking of Dragon Stake, I actually wonder how it tastes. Maybe it tastes like chicken.
Well, we will find out in a short while as Mountain tries to go aggressive on the TG over there. And Chalk and the remaining thing of MLE tries to collapse in back onto that one. And now Stake, we might see that Dragon Stake being served soon as Yukes go aggressive on that one. Nut is right around the corner as well. So I think Yukes might actually choose to go for a tower dive, but diving Shyvana might not be the best choice over here, as you know, Stake, he will choose to play safely and back off from that one.
So with actually a full rage bar and identifying this, they realize that Dragon Descent is a very real option, and that diving Shyvana at this point in time is too risky a move, especially with Refrain making his rotation to a stop.
Right, and Mountain collapsing in as well. Now Stick taking a whole lot of damage, but Refrain is just right around the corner. Help Pigs goes up onto him. Nut has nowhere to run. Wild Growth will go up to him. Does look like he will be kicked back into range. That's an easy kill for Refrain over there. And there we go, Infinite Duress. The shutdown will go down to Yukes over there. Chalk with the assist as well. And now Refrain dealing some damage to Chalk over there. Chalk will choose to flash out. The Ignite is on him. He will use the barrier to keep himself safe. And Refrain almost going down in the exchange.
So this is where Lulu starts to drop off a bit in terms of damage. When Lulu, at this point of time,
there goes Solar Flare to NL over there, and it looks like it's gonna be one clean kill for Hit and a returning factor for MLE down in this bottom lane. They are slowly but steadily finding their place and creating more space for themselves to come back into this one, despite the fact that the sad Nocturne does not have his buffs.
So at this point, a teleport comes in at bottom lane.
And Solar once again flaying TG away, and the teleport gets cancelled actually by Yukes over there. And it feels like he doesn't need to really be in the bottom lane, and given the fact as well that his ultimate was on cooldown, he couldn't really get into range. So he will choose to back off from that one. MLE now still behind in CS between Hit and NL, but at least they still have that kill to cushion themselves.
So small mistake there from Bukes, causing him his summoner trying to teleport in while his ultimate was down. Not really sure what he was thinking. But now Manila Eagles, he started to hit a point of time when, as they start to get up the item thresholds, Silver should be completing a blood test this soon. And as they start to get up the item thresholds, it's about when their team composition starts to kick in. On the hand of yoeFW, Lulu's damage starts to drop off slightly at this point of time as compared to the other AP mid champions.
Right, and on the other side of the map as well, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with Yute's performance so far. You know, we said for a fact that it's going to be quite difficult for him to deal with Stick's pushing capabilities just because of that burnout damage, but at this point of time he even has a better CS lead as compared to Yute. He has that 2-kill advantage as well, and I have to say, you know, having the Sunfire kit completed on him already, he's going to be a huge factor in the next team fight, and now Mountain recognizes that he wants to go in for this one, but the Sonic Wave doesn't really quite connect, and he'll just back off.
So let's take a look at the warding approach that both teams have towards this. As Chuck chucks some bombs at his opponent there.
It's almost like a tongue twister. Chuck chucks some bombs.
Chuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 2 sweeping lances on the side of Manila Eagles and three warding totems, whereas yoeFW have got 4 warding trinkets and 1 sweeping lens. So it is quite interesting. Usually we see the team that's ahead pick up more sweeping lenses, but in the case of yoeFW, considering how much they're invading and using their multiple members to move in their opponent's jungler, they want to keep the warding totems in order to get an idea of where their opponents are so they know whether to engage or not. Whereas the Manila Eagles are identifying this and reacting accordingly by picking up the sweeping lenses to try and make the invades from yoeFW more risky by denying their vision.
Right, that's exactly that. As you know, MLE, it's very important for them to deny the vision away from Flash Rose at this point in time. Given the fact that Flash Rose has been really aggressive in this one, if they can take away the vision from them, you know, they could set up opportunities when Flash Rose over-dedicate to their counter jungling or even their catches over here. But at this point in time, Refrain now still has a huge amount of AP up his sleeve. Has that Sheen as well. He is bullying out Chop quite a fair bit over here, as 3 members of Flash Rose are concentrating their efforts down in the bomb lane. And the good thing for MLE is that as the time progresses, they are still constantly keeping that goal lead in check. Even though for Flash Rose it's a 4,000 goal lead, if they can manage to just keep the goal difference in this range, they should be able to climb back up slowly, but they have to stop this pushing coming in from Flash Rose.
So once again, yoeFW are up against a clock of the scaling of MLE's team. Nocturne and Warwick, these 2 champions scale pretty well into the late game. Silver versus Caitlyn, I would say I will actually give that one to Caitlyn, but between Lulu and Ziggs, that one definitely goes to Ziggs in the late game. With the amount of wave clear he can generate and the constant damage he has from the bouncing bombs into team fights, MLE definitely has the advantage in the late game here. So once again, the onus is on yoeFW to see if they can learn from their mistakes against TPA to close out the game here.
Right, and Refrain now taking away the blue buff from MLE over here. Now Swala is just right into range in this one. Nut will take a whole lot of damage. We'll use the spell shoot to try to back out this one. MLE gets picked off in a pincer maneuver over here. Stake now will dive into the fray, and actually he gets stopped by the bombs over there, but the Ignite is going to pick up the kill. And we do see Nut going down. He, you know, pops the Paranoia, but that's not going to matter. Stake picks up the kill, 2 kills over here, and you know, Yukes is just right around the corner. Should he go for this one? And PG actually using the stun on that one. The second tier turret goes down. That's the go ahead for Flash Wolves. And Flash was actually taking a whole lot of damage in this one. Yukes now still alive, but he will eventually go down to the 5-man effort coming in from Flash Wolves over here. And they will move down to the mid lane.
So yoeFW, because they all have their item thresholds up, and they use their team compositions, positioning and speed to get into position, they managed to catch up Manila Eagles in an awkward position. So they went in there, they caught out Hit and they caught out Nut, and because of that they picked up 2 kills for themselves.
I like the way how Mountain just backed away with style there, just safeguarding to the lantern and then pulling it back also. It's just ping pong effects over there. And Flash was looking to secure the second dragon for themselves. The first one went over to MLE, but subsequently, because of this aggressive movements that Flash was able to put down onto MLE over there, they have very good map control. So second dragon gonna go into their favor, extending their goal lead now close to 10,000. Almost feel like in today's matches, it's almost like the goal difference are gonna be in a very huge manner that it's gonna be quite difficult for the opposition to try to catch up this one. Pretty consistent in the game so far, not trying to make some aggressive movements onto Sword Art, but Anna's just right around the corner to back him up.
So yoeFW now, let's take a look at the items and what that 9,000 gold lead translates into them. If you take a look at Lulu, earlier I was mentioning that Lulu tends to fall off at about this point of time in the game, but now Lulu, she has Sorcerer's Shoes, Haunting Guys, Lich's Bane and Athene's Unholy Grail all at 23 minutes. So this means that Lulu, it doesn't really matter if she doesn't scale as well as other AD champions with time. With this many items, she's gonna beat anyone with the amount of burst she can do.
Speaking about beating anyone, there we go. Stick getting some backup from Refrain over here. Yuke's trying to fight back with the Infernal Endurance onto Refrain over here, but with the constant slows coming in from Refrain over here, it does look like they will force Yuke's to back off as they look to try to take down the top lane turret Chalk. And the remaining team from MLE is coming up to the top lane to try to reinforce and to defend the top lane turret. Let's see if they can get the defensive mechanisms down to try to save themselves from this attack of the Titans.
So, if yoeFW was a car, I would definitely say Mountain is the gas pedal. And from the start of the game, they have been slamming him on the floor, shoving him into the opponent's jungle and taking objectives left, right and center as they start to siege on the top lane tower.
Right, so MLE now, grouping up in the top lane as we have NL in the mid lane, just sieging away on his own end. So they are trying to create this split push over here, and NL together with Mountain will choose to back off with that one. They draw attention from MLE into the mid lane, so they should be able to take out the top lane turret very quickly as we see it going down soon. It will go down in their favor. 6 turrets is to 1 in the favor of Flash Wolves. 24 minutes in.
So now yoeFW is rotating around mid. They still have the Caitlyn Switch, which is very, very potent. She's got Infinity Edge, she's got Phantom Dancer, and it looks like she will be completing a Bloodthirster soon as TG comes in.
Right, pops the Talisman as well. Will he choose to go for the fight over here? Looks like he was not really in range, and there we go with the Solar Flare now. And Nut joins into the fray with the Paranoia, but Steg is just right around the corner. He will dive into the fray with the Dragon's Descent. Mega Inferno Bomb. The shutdown is gonna go in the favor of Hate, but Steg is just man on, just right at the front. You have to run away from that one. Mountain now joins in the fray with the kick in the face. Chalk now in the danger of dying over here. Real flash, but not over the wall. Looks like he is just gonna go down in the process. Barrier, the finishing touches, the finishing kick coming in from Mountain over there, and that is gonna be the kill for him. 4-1 in the favor of Flash Wolves over here. It will be the case where they will take down the mid lane inhibitor.
So Chalk choking a little bit under the pressure and failing to chuck out the bombs at the correct time in order to save his life.
That's right, so we are going to see a replay of the extended chaotic team fight. So walk me through this, J-Storm.
So this is the Paranoid coming in, aiming for the target of Caitlyn, identifying that Caitlyn is a key component of the siege. So this is Stick being a complete boss down here. Dragon's Descent comes in, hits on the 3 members from Manila Eagles, and look at that Stick, he is so tanky. He has got 3 people around him, but they realize that he's too tanky and they have to go for other people instead. Shutdown goes on to Lulu, Stick ignites TG, picks up a kill, and because of that, just look at Stick, he is so tanky. MLE can't do anything to this dragon at this point of time, and as Mountain joins in the kill, and while they pick up Ukes, and now that's 4, and they pick up, and that's the fail flash from Chalk.
Well, let's just say that he kind of panicked that he probably just collect the flash. Happens, happens in competitive game. And there we go now. Flash Wolves taking out the mid lane inhibitor turret. Didn't take out the turret as of yet, but because the turret is now down, they could just walk into the base and just march down, take down the inhibitor, and then start getting those super minions into the base of MLE. So Flash Wolves now 10,000 gold advantage, 11,000 in fact. And Baron is up, but they just are not concerned with it at all. They want to close out the game as quickly as they can, and I have to say it's very important for them to do so.
Definitely indeed. Looking at the scaling, but with 11,000 gold lead, this shouldn't be too difficult for them. They just need to find in the right engage. They need to target down the Ziggs to prevent the wave clear to come in from Chalk. And the moment Ziggs goes down, they should be able to go home free onto the opponent's Nexus.
I'm a little bit curious to see what is going to be the next item coming out from Refrain over here. If I am not wrong, he should be going for the Void Staff over here because he has been primarily going for this magic penetration over here. Like you mentioned earlier, has the Haunting Guys already, and then Sorcerer Shoe as well. So he's stacking up that magic resist. Why am I saying magic penetration to shred through the resist? I just combined a whole sentence into 2 words.
So actually Lulu is a very unique AP champion because the way she skills in the later part of the game, she skills in terms of utility and she provides sustained damage if she can get the core set of items up. And usually we see AP champions bursting up people going for items such as Rabadon's Death Cap and their Fire Grasp. But in the case of Lulu, because of the way her ability skill, if you build AP, it doesn't so much scale with damage, but it creates additional slow. So what happens is that you want to build Lulu so that she can fight extended defense. As who comes in,
and a beautifully placed Death Sentence is going to catch TG out of that. No way he's going to survive out of that one with the backing of his teammate. And a beautiful catch for Sword over there. It's just brilliant gameplay overall, and it looks like Flash should be able to take down the inhibitor in the mid lane over here. At stake now, look at the shield being provided by Refrain over here, just with that one help pick spell over there. And it does look like Sword is in a bit of trouble. He will use that passage to give him the extra shield over there, and they will choose to disengage in that one because Sword is relatively low. They don't want to give away that kill, but actually Mountain dives back into the fray just to put on some fear onto the side of MLE, and actually that was pretty good for him because he baited out on the hunt from hate from there. So in the next 20 seconds or so, it's not going to be available.
So Mountain decided to make the game a little bit more exciting and jumping it back to the fray before grabbing it and saying bye guys and jumping back out into safety.
That cheeky fellow Mountain, man, establishing himself as the huge piece of landscape that he already is, and Stake now looking at the death of a fellow comrade over there, and as they take out the 3rd dragon of the game. Oh, and actually end up flashing into range from Nuts from that one. And you know, Nuts, even though generally I would say that AD carry should be quite afraid of meeting up with Nocturne in close range, but not that just unable to do anything, and NL is able to walk out of that safely.
So yoeFW is getting a little cocky with these shenanigans. They seem jumping in and coming out, and we see NL actually using the net to say hi to Nocturne before walking out there unharmed.
Alright, precisely, and I have to really say that the saving grace for MLE at this point in time is going to be coming in from that Warwick up in the top lane. He is having that CS advantage over Stake, but other than that, that is the only good thing that MLE has on their records at this point of time. And at least for Chalk as well, he is keeping that CS in check, comparable to Refrain. And in that sense, he has that Seraph Embrace. He wants to stack it up into the Seraph's Embrace to get the extra shield as well to fight off that one. And now TG wants to go as aggressive onto NL over there. Instead, he will choose to go for Stake. And Swallow once again getting the Death Sentence in. Mountain is now in the fray. He will try to zone out as many people as he can. Now Yuke's going aggressive onto NL over there, but NL will pick up the counter kill as Hades gets the shutdown onto NL over there. And with the other side of the map fighting, Stake single-handedly zoning out 4 people at one time. He will get the kill onto PG at the point of time. He is going on a rampage, and Angry Dragon is not an easy dragon to fight, as down on the other side of the map we see Refrain picking up the remaining kill onto Head. With 2 members remaining for MLE, it's going to be Chalk and Nut. Are they going to be able to do anything, or is it going to be the finishing touches for Flash Rules over here?
So it looks like yoeFW will be seeking to end the game as Stick starts knocking on the final Nexus turrets of Manila Eagles base.
I'm not exactly sure if this is the right move. They should go for it. Now Sword Art actually getting Dolphin with the Paranoia as well. And Nut taking a whole lot of damage. Death Sentence coming in true once more. Does look like Nut has to flash away. And Chalk is in a world of trouble. Refrain picks up the kill in that one. Looks like them sticking around longer did pay off some dividends for them. And now Stake is being chased on by Yukes. But the death Death Passage? What am I saying? The Dark Passage
Dark
coming in from Sword over here is going to save his life. So Yukes has the vision on Flash Wolves, but he isn't going to be able to catch up to them just yet.
So a bit of a questionable decision making down there from yoeFW. Not trying to go for a Nexus that they couldn't really down. Actually gone for the bottom lane turret instead.
Ooh, it was a kill bait, man. Just a kill bait. And it's almost like disrespect over here. Sorta, you know, counter jungling in your face. You know, he knows that Yukes can see exactly what he's doing, but he's just gonna take away the blue buff from MLE once again.
A little bit of showboating on the side of yoeFW. So just looking back at the game, so how this game panned out was that yoeFW from the start, they just went all in. They went in with a very aggressive invade with Mountain, stealing the red buff, stealing the blue buff, and from then onwards, Nut was so far behind. In fact, he's actually only one level behind now. But because of that, and he steals the red buff once again.
MLE has to be very, very frustrated with Mountain at this point in time because of this consistent buff steals coming in from him. And in that sense, I have to say great planning coming in from Flash Wolves, but of course, great reaction coming in from Manila Eagles as well, because for the most part, if you're behind, you need to come up with a good strategy to try to counteract that out. But in a sense, for the rest of the game, for a short period of time at least, they had that advantage in their own end as well. As now we see Stick going aggressive onto Yukes over there and going for the most tanky member on the side of MLE over there just to put on some damage. And the mid lane inhibitor is respawned, and that's going to be the focus for Flash Wolves over here.
So now Flash Wolves knocking on the middle inhibitor. Manila Eagles, they must be feeling terrible about this as Spike breaks out.
Right, there we go. The paranoia into the backline. Nuts have to back out of that one. Once again, Stick right at the front to zone everyone off. And Mountain now will, you know, have that assist from that ace in the hole to pick up the kill over there. And Stick still alive in that one, just soaking up damage all over the floor. And Sword wanting to get the death sentence in. Hate actually gets the kill onto Mountain as the rest of the team picks up the middle inhibitor. And that sense, still maintaining control, but once again, they need to learn from what happened when they played against the Taipei Assassins. They need to close the game quickly, because if they allow MLE to really repeatedly defend their base over and over again, then we might hit a stage where, you know, once it passes the 40-minute mark and the 50-minute mark, where MLE start to farm back up, then it's a huge potential threat that they might throw the game away.
Definitely indeed. And now the Manila Eagles, they must be feeling a little bit frustrated in themselves, but Chalk, despite him missing that flash earlier on, he's actually the reason why they are still in this game. He has only died 2 times so far, despite how badly his team has been doing, and because of that, he has been able to consistently clear out the waves and prevent yoeFW from coming in and ending the game.
Right, precisely, and that's, you know, like we discussed about it in the game earlier, when Shinya was the one playing that Ziggs as well, is that the whole reason why a lot of teams want to have the Ziggs in the team is because that Mega Inferno Bomb acts very well, almost similar to, you know, Anivia in Season 2, which is you can clear waves very quickly. And that Mega Inferno Bomb as well, 400% onto minions, that's a huge amount of damage that's going to go down to the waves. That's why MLE are able to stay alive, like you mentioned. And looks like Flash will decide that the Baron buff is going to be the extra kick that they need, the extra energy drink, even if you want to call it, to finish off the game over here. And let's see if MLE chooses to respond to this. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. Does look like there's not going to be a steal today. And now Yuke's getting caught way out of position. And as we can see, Stick jumping to the fray. Now Yuke's jumping into the line. It's not going to happen. Mountain is going to take him down. Refrain gets the kill onto TG over there. And Nut has to use the paranoia to try to run away as he uses that onto Stick over there. And now Aya flashes into the fray. Not going to get the kill. And there we go. Now Head going aggressively. He is not going to get the kill. And he's going to run in the wrong direction over here. He's going to try to back out, get himself healed up to try to defend the base over here. But honestly speaking, he is going to be the only one defending it together with Chop. And Nut looks like it's not going to be the case as well. Even Sola gets the death sentence as well. Refrain just going to pop that auto attack for that finishing touches. The first Nexus turret is going to go down. Second one follows through. Does look like Flash Wolves will be able to get in the kill and the Nexus as well for the victory here tonight.
So much more convincing victory coming from the yoeFW, identifying that the Manila Eagles